welcome back to another bee-hooked crochet video tutorial, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this puff stitch flower. These are so cute and they're so simple to make. They only take scraps of yarn, so you don't need probably more than, I don't know, a few yards of each color, and you can change it up a little bit. You can see on all of mine I've made the center a different color, so you can do that, or you can make them all the same color. And I've seen these used in many different ways. Something that's really cool that I've seen lately is people will use these as a motif itself, and they will actually sew them together just like this. And I've seen where people have made baby blankets out of just these little flowers, and it is really, really adorable. It's going to be pretty dense if you do a blanket like that because these are a little bit thick, but it'll be really warm. It'll probably be a good blanket to lay on the ground for, like, you know, the baby to crawl on. You could even do like a baby bonnet if you wanted to sew them together, or you can embellish a hat or anything along those lines. So go ahead and grab your yarn and your supplies. I'm going to be using a size 5.5mm crochet hook, and I am using Caron Simply Soft yarn. I'll be using the colors Ocean and Soft Green. So grab your supplies and we'll be right back. Alright, to get started, what we want to do is first we're going to create the magic ring. And if you're brand new, have no fear, the magic ring is actually not as hard as it seems, okay? So just go ahead and take your tail end, hold it in your dominant hand, and you want to take your first two fingers and wrap the yarn coming towards you twice. And then you just want to hold on to that by securing it with your thumb. And then what you want to do from here is take your hook, put it under both of those loops on your finger. And you want to hook that back loop, so you might have to turn your hook a little bit, and get that to go under the first loop. And then from here you want to chain one. But now this isn't actually going to count as a chain one. What you're doing here is you're locking the magic ring in place. And now we're going to be working on the single crochet stitch, so we do want to chain an additional one to account for the height of the single crochet. So just yarn over and pull the loop through the loop on your hook, and then from here you can go, we're going to go ahead and work our stitches. So it's a little bit difficult to work stitches when it's in your hand like this, so what I like to do is I hold on, you know, I just kind of pinch that area where I just chain one with my right hand, and I'm going to slide my fingers out, and I'm going to hold on to that loop, and you want to make sure that you leave this tail where it is, because that's going to be the strand that we pull, so that part's really important in the function of the magic ring. So then what I do is I put my ring finger and my middle finger into that loop. I hold the tail end down with my thumb, so I keep that in place, and then I continue working. So we're going to do a single crochet, and like I said, you're just going to go under both of these loops. You're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and then you're going to yarn over and pull through two. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3. We want a total of 6 in our magic ring. 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now from here, just go ahead and hold on. Like I said, I pinch this with my finger, my index finger and my thumb, and then with your left hand, just go ahead and pull that tail, and it should pull up your magic ring. And then from here, we need to make a slip stitch to turn this into a circle, because right now it's kind of open there. So what we want to do is find your first single crochet, which for me is right here. If you turn it to the top, you know, you can see your V's. It might be a little easier for you to see. And you want to insert your hook under both of those loops of the V. And then you're going to yarn over, pull through those two loops on your hook, and then you're going to pull through the single loop that's on your hook. And then that's all there is to it. So for me, I'm going to change colors again. So I want to do the petals in a blue color. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn. And I'm just going to go ahead and pull the tail through the loop that was on my hook and just secure that. And then we'll take care of these ends later on, so you can just kind of leave them to the back for now. Alright, so join on your new color. You just want to create a slip knot and just wrap the yarn around your finger twice coming towards you. Pull the back loop over the front, pull the front loop up and over your finger, and then just hold on to that for a second and pick up your center. And what you want to do is, this is where I cut off my yarn. So I'm going to put my hook directly in that space there. And then I'm going to put on my new color and pull that slip knot tight, and then I'm going to pull it through the ring that we've got, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through. Basically I'm just slip stitching this new color on. And now from here, to do the puff stitch, what we want to do is go ahead and chain 3, and that is going to account for the height of the puff stitch. And so we want to yarn over and go in through the same space that we did before. Yarn over and pull up, and you want to pull all the way up as far as you can. You might have to wiggle it a little bit. You want the loop right here that's on your hook, the new loop that you've created, you want it to be the same height as the chain 3. And so basically the more you pull, the bigger and the more defined your puff stitches are going to be. So we're going to do that again. Yarn over, insert your hook, draw up a loop, and pull it up as far as you can. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. Pull up, and actually we want to go one more time. So yarn over, insert your hook, and then pull up your loop. And from here, let's see, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 loops on your hook. Now you can make your puff stitches a little bit bigger, but for these flowers, if you make them much bigger than this, they kind of crowd each other out and the flower won't lay properly. So from here, go ahead and yarn over, and you want to pull through every single loop that's on your hook. Okay, those first few come through pretty easily. You might have to work that last one a little bit to make sure it doesn't fall off your hook. And then you want to chain 1 to lock in the stitch. And now, just like we came up with the chain 3, we have to go down with the chain 3. So we're going to chain 2 more, since that first chain that we did here will actually count as 1. And then what we want to do is go into the very next stitch, and we want to slip it. So just like that. Okay, and we've got our first petal. So just like before, we want to chain up 3, and then we want to yarn over, insert our hook into the same stitch, yarn over and pull up a loop, pull it all the way up, yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop. Okay, and you're going to keep doing that. You're going to do that for a total of 4 times, or until you have 9 loops on your hook. Okay, and once you've gotten to that point, you want to yarn over, pull through all the loops on your hook, and then chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. Now I found my next stitch here, so I insert my hook, and this is our repeat. We're going to do this all the way around, okay? We're slip stitching here, we're chaining 3, and yarn over, insert your hook, and just keep doing this. That's twice, 3 times, and 4 times. Yarn over, pull through all the loops, chain 3. Alright, so I've got 3 petals. I'm going to go ahead and finish my other 3, and we'll meet back up when you're done. Alright, I've made it all the way back around. I've created my last puff stitch. I've chained 3, and I wanted to come back to show you, you should have an extra stitch right here, and it's going to be basically right where you bound off the last time when you changed your colors, okay? And so basically you're going to use that space to slip stitch your chain 3. So just insert your hook, yarn over, and then pull through the same loop. And from there, all you're going to do is cut your tail, and you're going to basically just pull that tail through the loop on your hook and pull it tight, and it's nice and secure. And so one of the things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to finger block it because it looks a little bit wonky right now. So what I find is that I take these chaining of 3s and I just kind of pull them towards the back, and what that does is pull the puff forward. I think it looks a little bit better like this versus like this. So you just want to go around your flower, and I'm basically just pushing on the puff stitches, you know, basically all the loops with my finger as I'm pulling on the chains. So just go ahead and work that a little bit. Doesn't really require too much, but I think it makes it look a lot better in the end. Now you shouldn't have to wet block these, but you know, depending on the project, you could. And there you go, that's all there is to it. It's really easy and it's simple, and honestly what I have done with all of these other ones that I've made, I didn't weave in the ends. I just actually tied them off and cut them, and I'll show you. Basically I just took the 2 tails from the center color and just tied them off. And this is probably what you would do if you were using these as an embellishment and you're not actually going to see the underneath. But if you were making a blanket or something like that, you might want to actually weave in the tails so you're not really seeing these extra little knots at the back. And I have created these just for the purpose of the tutorial and to take some photographs, so it's alright if I've got little knots on the back of mine. So that's all there is to it. Go ahead and share your pictures with me. I'd love to see what you all do with these puff stitch flowers. I had a request to do this tutorial, and it's been a lot of fun. I really like this flower. I think it's a good thing to add to my repertoire of flower patterns. So once again, I'm your host, Brittany. On behalf of Be Hooked Crochet, this has been a free tutorial.